The first root race, the etheric beings of the dawn. Before the world was as we know it, ancient texts and esoteric teachings speak of beings unlike anything we can imagine. The first root race was said to be entirely non-physical, composed of pure etheric energy. These luminous beings are described as existing in a primal earth that was still forming, where physical matter had not yet fully condensed. The first root race is believed to have emerged directly from divine forces, birthed by celestial energies that shaped the planet. They did not walk or eat, but drifted like glowing specters, channeling cosmic energy into the Earth's developing structure. Some accounts describe them as beings of light, devoid of solid form, capable of projecting their consciousness across vast distances. Their purpose, according to esoteric lore, was to plant the seeds of future life, ensuring the foundation for the next stages of evolution. This race was immortal and without gender, existing in harmony with the nascent Earth. However, as the planet grew denser and more physical, the first root race faded, giving way to the next cycle. The second root race, the Hyperboreans of the Golden Age. As the Earth solidified, the second root race emerged, known as the Hyperboreans. These beings, while still ethereal, began to develop subtle physical forms. Legends place them in a mystical land near the North Pole, often referred to as Hyperborea, a paradise untouched by death or suffering. The Hyperboreans were described as giants, glowing with radiant energy. They were partially physical, but retained the ability to shapeshift and move effortlessly across the land. Some myths suggest they could harness elemental forces, controlling weather and nature with their will alone. During this period, the Earth's atmosphere was thick and warm, and the planet was rich with life in primitive forms. The Hyperboreans lived in harmony with nature, acting as stewards of the Earth's growing ecosystems. But as the climate shifted and the poles froze, their golden age ended, and they either ascended or transformed into the next evolutionary phase. The third root race, the Lemurians, and the birth of physicality. The third root race brought forth the first truly physical beings, the Lemurians. Lemuria, a vast and now lost continent believed to have spanned the Pacific and Indian Oceans, was home to this race. The Lemurians are often depicted as towering figures with dark skin, immense strength, and heightened psychic abilities. It was during this era that humanity began to experience the full weight of physical existence. The Lemurians developed organs, senses, and the ability to reproduce sexually. This marked a turning point, the descent of spirit fully into matter. The Lemurians are said to have lived in large cities built from natural materials, coexisting with early animals and ancient plants. Their knowledge of crystals and Earth's magnetic forces allowed them to construct advanced structures and harness energy. However, a series of cataclysms, including volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, led to the sinking of Lemuria, driving the survivors to new lands and ushering in the next race. The fourth root race is perhaps the most well-known, the Atlanteans. Atlantis, the legendary island that sank beneath the waves, was the cradle of this advanced civilization. Atlanteans were technologically and spiritually advanced, blending science with mysticism. The Atlanteans are credited with constructing immense cities powered by crystal energy and engaging in interdimensional exploration. They could manipulate thought forms, create weapons of light, and communicate telepathically. However, their pursuit of power led to internal conflicts and misuse of technology, ultimately causing their downfall. The destruction of Atlantis marked the end of an era. Survivors scattered, spreading knowledge and influencing the development of future civilizations. It is believed that ancient Egypt and the Americas carry traces of Atlantean wisdom. The fifth root race is the current humanity, often referred to as the Aryan race, not in the modern misinterpreted sense, but as a spiritual stage of evolution. This race began after the fall of Atlantis, developing the intellectual mind, languages, and complex societies. The Aryans are believed to be spread across the globe, evolving through cycles of war, peace, and enlightenment. This stage is defined by rapid technological advancement, yet spiritual disconnection is seen as one of its greatest challenges. The sixth root race represents the people of the future, a race that has not yet fully emerged, but is prophesied in esoteric teachings. This race will evolve from the most advanced individuals of the fifth root race, carrying their knowledge to a higher level. The defining characteristic of the sixth root race will be the rise of spiritual awareness and collective consciousness. This race will use technology not for material advancement alone, but as a tool for spiritual awakening. Telepathy, spiritual intuition, and complete harmony with nature will become prominent abilities. The individuals of the sixth root race are described as taller, more graceful, and radiant compared to modern humans. It is said they will create a world of peace, free from war, greed, and division. Esoteric teachings predict that the sixth root race will emerge on a new continent in the Pacific Ocean, rising where Lemuria once stood. This new land will mark the beginning of a golden age where humanity, having learned from the mistakes of the fifth root race, will ascend to a new level of consciousness. The seventh root race represents the final evolutionary stage of humanity, considered the culmination of all previous root races. This race will exist as purely spiritual beings, leaving physical forms behind entirely. Known as divine humanity, they will reach the highest level of cosmic consciousness, becoming guardians of the planet and all living beings. The individuals of the seventh root race will transform their physical bodies into light bodies, moving freely between dimensions. Existing beyond time, space, and physical limitations, they will become pure forms of consciousness. Their presence will act as a beacon of light, playing a critical role in the spiritual ascension of the Earth. This race will emerge when the evolutionary cycle of Earth is complete and the planet reaches a new state of existence. The seventh root race will not only preserve the balance of Earth, but of the entire universe. At this point, humanity will return to the divine source, completing the cycle of evolution. What are your thoughts on humanity's spiritual evolution, and do you believe we are moving toward a higher state of being? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective.